As the Nats head into the offseason with an opening GM position, is this job going to be attractive not just for Mike DeBartolo, but also for baseball executives around the league? I'll tell you why it won't be.
You are Locked On Nationals, your daily Washington Nationals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, I'm your host, Ryan Clary. You can catch me over on Twitter at Ryan Clary11. And later on in today's show, we will have a discussion as the Nationals try to go for the sweep against the Miami Marlins. Big series. The Nationals have played really well, and the Marlins have played awful. So we'll have that preview for you later on in the show today. And in the second segment, how about Cade Cavalli yesterday? Cade Cavalli dominated yet again for the Washington Nationals, and he is officially a bright spot as we head into this final month of the season. But we start off discussing the Nationals offseason and the biggest storyline ahead for this team. I'm going to tell you why. This GM job will not be an attractive one, unfortunately, for the Washington Nationals, but things could turn around still. So hear me out on that. But today's episode is brought to you by Gametime, and download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. So we get started today discussing the big topic of this offseason that we'll be discussing a lot early on in October this year. And that's going to be about the Nats GM opening at this point. Mike DeBartolo is the interim GM for the Nationals, and he's done a solid job up to this point. But I do believe that the Nationals will go searching, and they might even try to go outside the organization to find the next man of charge. I don't think this job, though, is really that attractive. And that might not be that controversial, but then you look around the talent here. And the Nationals do have some pros as far as what a GM potentially could be looking for. I do believe that right now, the biggest pro is that we do have a solid young core of players. You see it with James Wood, C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore, Dylan Cruz, Brady House. You've got a couple of guys down in the farm system with Eli Willits, the number one overall pick. You've got Travis Sikora. Yes, he just got Tommy John, but still, we'll see where that goes. And you also have Harleen Susana, who, in my opinion, is, he's hurt right now, but actually Mike DeBartolo discussed that yesterday, and they're waiting to hear back on his MRI results for the Washington Nationals. But you have got some pieces here that you look at and you say, you know what? This team may not be that bad. This organization and the farm system may not be that bad. We might be able to come in here and maybe switch the culture around, maybe make some tweaks with guys' hitting ability, make some tweaks and trade off some different guys, maybe sign some veteran pieces who may come in and help this team win, maybe get into more analytics, and that's how we could turn this thing around. The Nationals have talent, and I think that's never really been an issue over this rebuild. It's always been about developing that talent, and that's in charge of the GM. But one big factor of this, as you all know, is ownership. Ownership being in limbo is the biggest con for the Nationals at this point. And not only that, there is a lack of direction from ownership. The lack of direction and the fact that this team was rumored to be sold a few years ago, and even then, the speculation still kind of makes people lean towards them selling eventually. That is something of concern to a GM coming here in town. Unfortunately for the Nationals, I'm just going to be honest here. I think it'll be very hard to get a very good GM in the door with those two cons in direction there. When you are the general manager of a team, your bosses are the owners. And when your bosses are kind of in limbo, and maybe you could go to another organization for that same exact role with maybe some more stability there, you're probably going to go to that other organization because of that stability. The Nationals' biggest con, which might be the biggest con possible, is that they have no stability with ownership. They have seen this ownership group go all in and make a very good ball club for nearly a decade full run. But right now, they have not allocated the resources in the correct way. They have not invested into any analytics whatsoever. They have not invested in free agency. And really, with the rumors surrounding this team, it just feels as if they are checked out. That is going to be a massive issue for any GM taking this job this offseason. And if it's Mike DeBartolo and they believe Mike DeBartolo's the guy, then awesome, sign him up. Let's get things going. But I do believe the Nationals will try to go out there and make a splash move. Now, I don't think the Nationals splash move is going to be what we would all think and what we would all want. I think right now that the ownership in question is going to hold back this team in their hiring process in a massive, massive way. And not only that, let's talk baseball real quick and what's going to be coming in 2027. This may actually hinder a lot of different executives from taking jobs this offseason. And what I'm talking about is a massive holdout that is looming over our heads. For those who don't know, the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, is actually up after 2026, this upcoming season. With that in mind, baseball executives, owners, players, agents, reporters, everyone believes at this point in time that there will be a huge holdout, the biggest since the 90s with baseball at this point, meaning they will likely miss games. They could even miss half a season. That's kind of the speculation out there at this point. When it comes to a GM trying to take a job, and especially right now, this offseason, number one, your first offseason, again, it's tough. Like, you're going into this thing, you're being hired from a bad organization right now, and you got to turn things around. It's not going to happen overnight. But usually that second offseason is the one where you can kind of win people over. You're not going to have that if you're a new executive here. And if you're a new executive, not only are you going to have to try to swim your way through a rebuild, but you're going to have to swim your way through a rebuild with a possible lockout looming. And the players and the agents, they all know it's coming. That means no free agency frenzy. That means no spending whatsoever. That means no trades. You can have no communication with the players. You can have no communications with owners at this point. You can have no communication with agents. This implicates a lot of different things at this point. That is going to be a massive issue, not just for the Nationals, but also for Major League Baseball as a whole, for teams trying to hire executives this upcoming offseason and also next offseason as well. I think that point right there probably is going to pay the biggest toll on any executive out there. Again, walking into a situation of which you have 10,000 fans per night, which we saw yesterday, which I want to talk about real quick later on in the show. And not only that, you've got ownership that's not willing to spend, an ownership that may sell the team but may not sell the team and say that, no, we're in it. But then also, they don't spend the money to really kind of show that they're back into this thing. There's a lot of different things surrounding the Nationals and what could go wrong with a GM. But right now, for all those reasons, this is not going to be a coveted job across baseball. There are so many different things that are out of our control, but also in our control, that simply do not add up for anybody who would simply really want to be here. And if there is an open executive spot elsewhere, that top choice at this point, unless it's the Rockies or the White Sox or the Pirates or the A's even, I would expect them probably to go to that other team. And that's unfortunate because, again, this used to be a team in town where they were the hot team and that they did spend money and that they did have a good farm system and they did produce superstars and they have won World Series before and they have made postseason runs. But right now, with ownership kind of being stuck in the middle of whether they're going to sell, whether they're going to stay, and also just a lack of direction from this team and really just the mediocre farm system at best at this point, and then also a holdout coming in 2027, that is going to hold back what the Nationals can do this offseason. And unfortunate because right now, the Nationals have to get that executive position right. You have to go into this offseason and hire the right guy. Some of those things are out of the Nationals' control, but also a lot of those things are in their control, and they're not doing the correct thing at this point. We know change is going to happen, and change will happen. But with this in mind, you can't say confidently that this is going to be an attractive job for executives out there. In fact, it's really not whatsoever. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And yes, we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. If you guys haven't checked out already, why don't you do so now over on YouTube? Again, look up Locked On Nationals wherever you get your podcasts, including over on YouTube for your latest videos on the Washington Nationals. But next, let's talk about this. Cade Cavalli with another great start, but also Nationals might have an attendance issue. Let's talk about that after this. Well, let's talk about Upside and our friends over there. And are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind and get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. And yes, of course, simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. And use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas that you already needed. And at first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. So don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now using my limited time promo code SEASON for a limited time 25 cent per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. And offers vary by user and location. So go to upside.com for terms and conditions. Now, let me tell you about our friends over at Gametime. And there is nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, but actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. In queues, login screens, surprise fees, it takes all the fun out of it. And that is why I use Gametime, the app that gives you the advantage back to fans. And Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. So you'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included. So the price you see is the price that you pay. And of course, the app is made super simple. For instance, when I walk up to my Nationals games, I open up that Gametime app while I'm on the Metro. I can get a flash zone deal right before first pitch, but also the best features, I can see where I'll be sitting from my phone and see all the views that I'll be taking in from section 113 to section 412. You guys can have the same thing as me. So when you are using Gametime, make sure to download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. And thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So the Nationals had a Cade Cavalli day yesterday, and Cade Cavalli did not disappoint. Listen, Cade Cavalli is probably the brightest spot for the Washington Nationals in the second half at this point. Cade Cavalli has looked awesome through his first, 6 major league starts in 2025. I mean, this is something that not a lot of people really expected from him. And as we sit here today, after coming off a thumping by the New York Yankees, his last start out, he goes 5 innings pitched yesterday. He strikes out 6 batters, And what continues to impress me the most is that he is living in the strike zone. Again, only 1 walk and 6 strikeouts in yesterday's game. Getting a ton of swings and misses off his knuckle curve. Having his fastball touch 99 in the 5th inning. His ERA is back down to a sub-5, which is what it should be. Because again, that last game where he gave up a touchdown, that's going to kill you. But with where Cade Cavalli is, and with where the Nationals organization is, we needed this win. And Cade Cavalli needed this win. Again, it's not really just about like wins and losses on paper, but when you have someone who is so young and who has a bright future with Cade Cavalli, getting him up there and getting him on high notes, being supported by this offense, getting swings and misses, seeing the best stuff out there, throwing 99 miles per hour, a knuckle curve that is devastating for hitters at this point. This has been an awesome treat, not just for Cavalli, not just for the Nationals, but also the fan base. And if you were there to watch yesterday, with some of the few, you enjoyed that outing. Let's talk about that real quick. I was not at the game yesterday, full transparency there. But then I saw, number one, I heard the crowd noise on Masson. I saw the picture that Spencer Nussbaum of the Washington Post posted yesterday. And for those who may have not seen it, again, you can follow Spencer Nussbaum _ over on Twitter. He posted a picture of the Nationals crowd before the game. And I have never in my life seen an empty Nationals park the way that was. Now, admittedly, it was a Tuesday night, but it was also 72 degrees, sunny, maybe a cloud in the sky. Cade Cavalli was pitching. There was some juice considering that Mackenzie Gore is on the IL right now. And the Nationals, you're going to see your young talent. But the fans in the stadium was empty. That is an issue. And I'm not calling out the fans. But seeing that puts everything into perspective. The final month of the season, which, again, we talked about on Monday, fans are checked out. And why would you be checked in at this point? That's kind of the question that I keep going to. I've seen some people go for the fans of the Nationals saying, we used to have good fans and all this and that. No. This is an ownership thing. You have to be able to sell your product. And right now, they are doing a bad job at selling their product. The product that they are selling me is not for everybody. And again, with where the Nationals are today, you should not be spending a boatload of money to be going to these games. I totally understand it. So these attendance issue, which has really just been eye-opening at this point, this is going to be an issue. And again, no one's to blame as far as fans go. This is, again, ownership. This is when you put nothing into a business here, and you also get nothing back. I mean, looking at this photo, I swear, I could probably count on maybe a couple thousand people. Maybe. Now, again, more people flooded in the gates as first pitch went on. But for first pitch, seeing, I mean, I'm not even paraphrasing here, probably like 3,000, 4,000 people in the stands. And I would be really interested to see what the paid attendance was for last night. But there is no chance it was above 10,000. No chance it was above 9,000. Maybe 8,000 at best. The Nationals have an attendance issue. And again, it is nobody's fault with the fans. It is nobody's fault with the players. This is an ownership thing. I think if they were there last night, which we don't know about at this point, if they were there, then someone has got to turn around and be like, listen, this is not good. And we got to change this. And you know what's going to change that? If you go into this offseason and you finally spend some money. When I saw that picture yesterday, it was sad, number one. But number two, jarring. It was insane to see so little fans in that crowd yesterday for a team that, yes, they have not been playing well. And the Marlins, they have no fans coming to DC to watch their team play. They've got a terrible attendance issue as well. But here in DC, where you used to have 20+ thousand each and every single night, to go from a couple of thousand last night, That's probably going to be the trend for the rest of the season with football starting up tomorrow. And of course, the Commanders in town here. People are really excited about that. People aren't excited about the Nationals at this point, and that's clear and evident. And quite frankly, why would people be? Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Next, let's talk about the Nationals going for the sweep today. We'll talk about that after this. And yes, let's tell you about our friends at Monarch Money. And most people can't name all their financial accounts or even what they are worth, whether it's 401ks, properties, or investments. And when you don't have the full picture, you can end up leaving money on the table. And that's why there is Monarch Money. It's an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or your smartphone. And Monarch is built for people with busy lives. And if you've put off organizing your finances, Monarch is for you. And Monarch does the heavy lifting for you so you can link all your accounts in minutes, see clear data visuals, get smart categorization of your spending, and finally feel in control of your money without ever touching a spreadsheet. And you can identify that you aren't saving as much as you thought. Monarch will help you notice an inefficient investment allocation and discover forgotten 401ks from your past job. And you also talk about maximizing investments. They can increase your savings rate and easily review finances with your partner and or financial advisor, and keeping a clear view of your financial health week to week and long term. All of the above. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks, and use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com, your browser, for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code LOCKEDONMLB. Thank you all for making Locked On Nationals your first listen every single day, as we are free and available wherever you get your podcast. So first and foremost, the Nationals play 105 today. First pitch going up against Yuri Perez, a young stud for the Miami Marlins. And the Nationals had Mitchell Parker going for them. Not the best matchup for the Nationals in any way, shape, or form going for the sweep. But let me just say this. Before today's game, I got to tell you, I need to see Brady House in the lineup. I don't care about the struggles. I don't care about whatever else is going on out there. If the Nationals simply cannot play Brady House each and every single day, we have got an issue. And I don't know whose decision that is. Is that Miguel Cairo? Is that Mike DeBartolo wanting to see the split game? Who knows at this point? But I can tell you this much. It is simply wrong. And no one should be sitting the bench if you might be a big part of this future. And Brady House should be in the concrete foundation of this team moving forward. Seeing him sit on the bench yesterday is mind-boggling at times. Seeing guys like Dalen Lyle sit on the bench is insane to me. Seeing Dylan Cruz take a night off is incredible. James Wood, insane. CJ, insane. You get the point. You cannot bench your young guys in the month of September when you have nothing to play for. We have said it ourselves. The Nationals has said it themselves. This is about the young guys in the second half of this season. So play them. You have finally kind of reaped the benefits of what you have kind of been building in the bullpen. This bullpen was a mess to begin the season. And last night, they went another 4 innings pitched with 0 runs given up. You have got your young guys in the bullpen that you give your opportunities to, and lo and behold, Jose Ferrer goes for his 6th save last night. Last night, Cole Henry comes in and shoves it. Clayton Beater, 2 days ago, looked incredible. You have got young pieces that you have to play each and every single day. And it feels like I go on this rant every day now. But it's incredible to me that they are not playing Brady House each and every single day. So hopefully we see him tonight in the lineup, or today in the lineup. And again, it's a Mitchell Parker start. He's given up around 4, 5, 6 runs per start at this point. It's been a really tough go of it for him. A 9 ERA over his last 7 starts, a 7 ERA in his last 15 starts. And again, it's just been really ugly at times for Mitchell Parker this season. So if the Nationals are going to go for the sweep today, it's going to be because of the offense. But unfortunately, you're going up against Yuri Perez, who is, in my opinion, one of the game's brightest young pitchers. Maybe has not put up the dominant numbers that we have seen in the past from him, but still the 22-year-old can hurl that baseball. So it's going to be a fun game to watch today. Day baseball here in the nation's capital. You will not want to miss a single thing. And we'll have some post-game reactions right here on Locked On Nationals. So until then, have a good one. Enjoy today's game, and let's see if the Nationals can get the sweep. I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good one. Go Nats.